giving him this vibration. But by him, his ego got in the way, and he started saying, I am Noah. They said, no, you have the potential to rise to that of Noah. But you got to go through a certain amount of initiation. So his ego came, and now he's saying he is Noah, and as a result, it started blocking the current is coming down. You see what I'm saying? So what happened was there's a group of white people. You see, the reason how the white man messed with you is this. Like I said, the white people you got the physical world. Then you have the lower astral planes, which in actuality is not up. These planes are different dimensions that exist along with you. The difference between you and Sirius is that your brain, you got to tap into a certain dimension, and you're already there. You see, the reason why we got Brother Bobbyhemmitt, the reason why he's able to do things more because he's a yoga master, and he's closer to Godhood, and as a result, his man is one of the humblest brothers we know. If you ever talk to the brother is real humble, so therefore he's able to do a certain amount of things. He's gone to Sirius and gone on the mothership several times. The brother that presides over Florence Jackson. So now what happens is they have these lower astral planes, and they got spies on them. And the first thing the white boy does is they say, look, they say, check him out. And I'm going to show you what happened to me. To show you, I know we got the juice. They say, check these brothers out. Oh, they say, well, he's dealing in the mundane world. He's still down there. Like a Jesse Jackson, talking about with holes. Keep hook alive, building domes instead of homes and all that old bullshit. Step on. He's making a rhyme out there. Went to step, so telling people, step on, step on. Making these so he on the mundane level. So the brothers, so the white people who running this, they say we can go kick him in the butt. So they step to him and do all kind of stuff, and then he under their control, because they control this realm, this their world at this particular time. They control the lower part. So they don't control the subterranean world because we still run this earth. Of the white city of the central sun that's on the inner planes, which is called the subterranean world. So they say they step to him. They say, is he hooked up with up here? They say, no, he down here. Then they got world control. Then all of a sudden they start inviting you to their TV shows. They started inviting you and they start putting you all in their newspaper. But the people who up here, they don't mess with. You see what I'm saying? So what it is they check you out on the astral plane. And if you up here, they don't even put you on, they don't say nothing to you. Now, our brother Juju had already told me, he said, brother, they got you in a realm now that the white man don't even know nothing about you. Only a few people call in, the little white people. But the real deal people, I said, well, damn, I'm walking around here, I catch water, I walk down the street, I got the apartment, ain't never cracker, don't even call me or nothing, don't even know I'm alive. Ain't messing with me at all. He said, you on another, because you doing what you said, and you telling the people they God too, and you ain't saying, hey, I'm God, you got to follow me. In the whole nine. Watch me levitate in the whole 9 yards and stuff. Now send me $1.95 and all this kind of stuff. So now, to let you know now, what I'm trying to tell you is something because you are the people that's with me. All of you all are on this realm. If you tapping in today, if you saying right now, I'm one with the brotherhood, we'll get to that in a few minutes. So they say, listen, check him out. So now the whole deal was, I started talking on the radio and started talking about the cracker, and so some of these white people was trying to get off of the earth. They're trying to exit. They were trying to make bargain with Mars and stuff, and they said, man, they done heard you all the way on Mars, and they done told the crackers, you ain't coming up here. No, wait, now. So, on 2000 show, now. This is what happened. So when I went to Florida, this brother named Noah, they knew that this particular brother is already dealing with the head trip, because they own the astral planes too. So they got this place called the Cosmic Church of Christ. And this a group of witches, which Wicca means wise one. And that's dealing with the missions of ISIS that these people tapped into. And they ain't got nothing to do with negative. You can use it for negative or whatever, just like we use the roots for negative. But our Vodun and stuff is a spiritual manifestation of the Godhead. You see? So what had happened was, these witches was there. These white people that tapped into this particular, they got this Cosmic Church of Christ. So they heard me speaking. So now they came to this brother. Now the brother named Noah, he typed because the brother told me some things about me, and I knew that brother had to be on it. But the sister say, no, he tripping because he owned the vibration and stuff. Because he said, we got a mothership coming down here in September. And he was right. But his whole thing is, I got the only mothership. So since he was tripping, they said what had started happening was, since he started tripping, he can get the channel, but he's not getting a higher vibration to raise himself up into the full embodiment of that Godhead in the Moses realm. Whatever that might be in ancient Egyptian or ancient Atlantis. So what happened is, because these white witches know about it, they come to him and say, hey, brother, you are the one. And that's one of your disciples in there talking. Now, what you got to do is, They say, we need you to take this, we got to get this brother a certain amount of information. So we want you to bring this brother over to the Cosmic Church of Christ tomorrow on Sunday, because I spoke on the Saturday. They say, but he is from Sirius, and we don't like Sirius, but we got to respect him. So he said, brother, you got to go up place tomorrow, you know. He said, they say he's from Sirius, and we don't like him. I said, I'm supposed to go up in there? So the sister Toxicity said, no, she said, they feeding into his ego. They know he done gone crazy. So they trying to get him to get you over there. So the thing is, they said, but see, what happened was they came by the place to zap me while I was up in there. But I had them. I had pulled by libation. So I had done surrounded myself by the Godhead, so they couldn't get through. So they wanted to get to him to force me to go in their place, and they pulled their libation. So my God can't get through, and I get up in there, and they was going to zap my behind. Tear my butt up. You see? So they couldn't get through, because I had them all hooked up. You see? But that's one of the keys, is you got to start dealing on that realm. So when you go up in Donahue, they're throwing the juju on you, the cracker dealing with it. You going up, you going to these crackers' place, you sitting with Bible water, they're throwing the juju on you. They're forcing you out in their realm. If you ain't dealing on that, he ain't got no doggone power. But this is what Melchizedek told me then. Melchizedek said, I asked him, I said, well, what is, because I went and spoke to the minister up in the mosque this November. A week after I met AWAS, this cosmic black man. They were so happy they came back to Atlanta, man. They were so happy because I went up in the house of that Elijah Muhammad built. And they were so happy they came back to Atlanta, man. My brother was in an actual, having a meditation. They was all happy. They came back and told them about it. 2 days after I met up with this AWAS, Cosmic Federation, who is Melchizedek, who is in the head of the star system of Sirius. So now, after that, they shipped the tape to Minister Burke. I ain't never heard from them again. I can't get my tape. They don't call me, nothing. They don't have nothing to do with me. So what had happened was, this September, when I first met up with Melchizedek, I said, what's up with Mr. Burke? They say, for some reason, he has become scared. And I will tell you straight up. They say, for some reason, he has become scared. They said, but he's going to have to be forced to come out and start blasting these crackers after a while. But then they came back again. They said, well, I didn't question that. So about 2 weeks ago, I said, well, what is he scared about? They said, he's not scared of dying. They said, he uncertain his family members. And that's what he's scared about. Well, I'm saying you're supposed to be against that. You're supposed to know that before you even get in the game. Like Winnie Mandela, they got her daughter. They said, if you don't stop this stuff, we're going to kill your daughter. She said, kill her. Mm-hmm. Said, I can't sacrifice all these thousands of people for the one. She died for the struggle. Kill her. You see? So now they got him on this particular thing, and I don't know what the deal is. This is what Melchizedek is saying. Because all of a sudden now, anytime you got a platform of these congressional black caucus and the Jesse Jackson and them niggas feel comfortable enough to even sit down with you, you know you have toned down your thing enough. If I'm stepping you and tell you about the spaceship, I'm supposed to step on CNN and sit down with them and say, well, you know this spaceship's coming to kill these crackers tomorrow. I'm supposed to say the same thing. I don't supposed to curb nothing to sit down with these, because these preachers are not feeling comfortable because you sounding more and more like them. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, you start sounding more and more like them, and get on Bible water and say, we can work with white Jews? We can work with these Jews now? What's going down here? Even if you tell them a lie, you can't tell that because your people watching that. Now they confused. And see, watch your thoughts for things. So we talking about the metaphysical realm. What you say out here is a projection of things. So then all of a sudden, this is some things going on, and all of a sudden, now what it is, now black people know right from wrong since age 12. What you gonna go and talk to a group of black men that already know right from wrong? You know black people know right from wrong. You know doggone well. Most of these doggone Negroes out here cutting up and acting a damn fool, they know right from wrong. You see what I'm saying? Even though we know it's a pathology that's going down, and we understand that there's a greater thing that's happening, they know right from wrong. But you can't do that by just coming and slapping somebody on the hand and trying to be a big father for them, because it don't go that way. This is a psychic warfare that's going down. You see what I'm saying? Now what had happened was, to let you know it's a psychic warfare, in one book you need to get. I think he ordered some more. Are they out? Dion Fortune's Psychic Self-Defense. Not that. Dion Fortune's Psychic Self-Defense. Get that book and show them that book. I think they got a bunch of copies. Let me put it up in the camera. You got to get, I think they got something back here. You got to get this book, because there's psychic self-defense, and you're going to have to start doing things, because they got psychic warfare that's going on right here in Atlanta. They got a group of people, like I said before, out of Emory, and the reason why we catching hell in the West Indies is because they got a psychic warfare. The white man ain't dealing no more on lynching and stuff. He's dealing with psychic warfare. You see what I'm saying? They've been into this stuff. So what's happening, they're whipping out behind this way. They had one out against Lawrence Jackson. They got on the ball. They had one, they said they had one out against me and black media. But I'm straight. But see, now they get ready to start rocking black media. Black media going to have to build that altar in there. But they're going to shut this baby down. You see some niggas out in the street dead messing with this cracker. So now this psychic self-defense, okay, now they had a sister in Rochester, New York. She got a sister living in Queens that's a part of the whole Harlem thing, so she down with all of it. So I went to stay at her house when I went up there twice. Sister laid it out for me. So, so what happened was the sister said, she said, I got another sister that didn't want to hear none of this. None of it. That old black, you still in that old black stuff, but she was down, well, we schizophrenic. She up in Rochester, New York, talking junk to the crackers on her job, because she was teaching the school system. But supposed to be with them, and talking junk on this level. So what happened was, they said, okay, we'll show you how we dealing now. She waking up with cuts, cigarette burns, bruises, gashes, slashes, was about to die. And she was almost dead. And she called her sister down, and her sister remember me mentioning this book, Dion Fortune's Psychic Self-Defense, on a tape. Went down to Samuel Weiser in New York and bought the book and sent it to her in Rochester. And as a result of her reading this book is the only reason why she is living. You see what I'm saying? So this is the thing that this particular white man is dealing with. And if you ain't dealing on these realms now, that's why, reason why we can't get no further is because we still thinking of things on a mundane level. Now, number one, anybody up in here thinking is making a 5 and 10 year estimate of being on this planet under the beast is a fool. You're supposed to be ready to get down, and you're supposed to be ready to do things within the matter of months. Because they've already told us. The Empress came down and said, I saw myself stepping over white bodies by 1995. The Sister Todd City said we got to 1995. In the actual prophecies that I'll read to you of the indigenous people of the South Pacific, they talk about 1995. But they said 1994, total balance going to be on the earth, and we're going to wipe out this particular cancer. Which the cancer is the mutated form. And they're wiping them off right now. You see them down with the doggone skin cancer. And the new skin disease that they got in Europe now. Killing me behind. 37 hours, their whole flesh is rotten. It's over here now. So many 100,000 cases. Right here now. And you see the aliens abducting them by the thousands now. And so all of a sudden, you still planted under this white man's system. He's getting ready to get rid of the money in July, no later than September. You see what I'm saying? So these are some things that's going on to let you know. I'm going to show you something. I think I got it in here. Let me show you something to let you know what this cracker dealing with. To let you know. Okay, look. Let me show you this. I'll run this off and stuff. Just some out-of-print esoteric material. And this particular person is a person that's dealing with these crackers. He said he's of an Afro-Atlantean body. He says that he is one of them 20% that's in a European body, but he is there to pick up some of them, and he's in place to kill some of these beasts. Now, he's saying this. He says certain people will sneer at what I have to say, but they do not matter. He said, in fact, they do not exist, because he said, I'm in another realm, so they can't even mess with me. They don't exist. He said, forget it. He said, but what I have to say is this. There are these mutants, which mean the beasts, and they are within the most powerful magical orders and groups of the world today. They are slowly working to destroy and utterly the old ways. That mean the old ways mean our systems. They are making use of the most subtle methods of modern information and science to achieve their ends. They are powerful and they fear nothing. So whatever Minister Farrakhan go on that cracker TV show and show them, they don't fear it. They fear nothing, which means they only fear the powers of Mayan, the eon of Mayan. You understand? Which is talking about a cosmic order of things from Sirius. They possess the discipline materially and the psychochronotic robotic consciousness and nothing else, which means they are mutants and they are humanoids. But they don't fear nothing because they have no souls. What's that?
They're teaching that to the children on the X-Men.
That's right. And all of this stuff. They say, now listen, and they have only loyalty and have only a sense of honor to to that of Yuga. Yuga is the Zothrian and the Ugathian and the Syrian empires on the star system Sirius and part of the star system Orion and the 80s, but mainly the Great White Brotherhood on Sirius. He said they only fear that. He said in anything else, they got the power to do what they want, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the last days the heavens will open itself up to the white man to give him enough power to kill himself. You see what I'm saying? So now they only fear the brothers and sisters on Sirius. That's why it says to the black man that this infectoid powers fear the brothers and sisters in Sirius, because and black people, because they hold the power, so they mean they fear us if we are dealing on other realms. And anything else that these people are telling you is bullshit. Now we got Rabboni. Now you know Rabboni is a person, Imam Esau and all that stuff, and he said he was hooked up with Melchizedek and his whole 9 yards. All of a sudden Imam Esau stopped talking. They got with him and told him, well, look, you're going to do this thing, you're going to do it our way. And he pulled all these people off the street. In April, when we had this vortex in April, they ain't been on the street since. They in studying on how to get through the vortex and how to raise themselves up, and now he's telling them that they are the Elohim. And that's what time it is. They got the brother Solomon doing some of that, the same thing, telling the people that they are the Elohim. And they did. I just got this reading also too, that it said that he got to curb a little bit of that Allah, because they're saying, and also he's a vibration of Allah, and also this is what come from what's called it, from Melchizedek, and they said that he's a vibration of Allah, and they said if you don't watch it, because he still got the full embodiment and the juice, they said if you don't watch it, he can get that same ego thing that can block all that energy, and they go to the next person. And they said, you stupid, they said if we haven't trusted anybody on the earth plane where we put the whole Christ vibration in one person, he said we would never do that no more, so if the white man kills us, we got to start all over. They said we got it in several people, all over the country. So now the cracker is finished. And basically he's saying that you all possess the Christ vibration. Why? Because you are a microcosm that's in here today, and you are the ones that's getting ready to take this thing back soon. If you all do what the hell I say and start doing this stuff soon, because it's on the earth plane now. Now, let's go to some other things right quick. Let's deal with some other things. Now, let's deal with this alien agenda right quick and see what's going on. What's happening in this alien agenda? They said that the grace period is over. Now, you know that I talked about the Siggy ceremony done by the dogma every 60 years. Last time they did was in 1930 something, and they just did it again. It was in 1934. They just did it again April the 23rd on April 23rd of 1994, they just did this thing. Now, we know that this is the birthday of Osiris, and we know that it unleashes a cosmic ship called a Sokar. You can get all this in the details in the Serious Mystery if you study it, but it's such a detailed book to a lot of people miss it because they didn't study that book from A to Z. He took a painstaking thing to explain all about Sirius, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So now this Siggy ceremony, they did this Siggy ceremony on schedule about 2 months ago. And as a result, we did our Siggy ceremony 2 days after that because it was not only the 23rd, it was on the 24th and the 25th. And we did ours on the full moon right at Florence Jackson Academy on the 25th. And as a result, because there's no such thing as dimensions, we were there with the Dogon tribe. And we did it. When we was in the circle, we had the motherships going and everything. So as a result, we got this juice. And now that means that all this stuff is over. And they're saying, we waiting on y'all. We waiting on you all. And they say, look for nobody to lead you into the promised land but yourself. We're going within. And if anybody talking about anything outward going within, that's what's going on. So now this Siggy ceremony is going down all right. Now, the abduction of white people. They're abducting white people by the thousands. They are free territory now because they're not permitted to mess with us. That's why we don't even believe in it now. Most white people got people in their family that's gone. Half them damn people on their milk cartons you see is gone. Them ships is abducting them. And go see the fire in the sky. They're taking them people up. You see what I'm saying? Because they're free territory because they cannot mess with us. But they can mess with them for the simple doggone fact because they don't have the blueprint, the melanin. 80% of them don't have the melanin in the blueprint, so therefore they do not have a point in origin on being someplace, a cosmic person outside of this particular solar system. That's what Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't be looking up at the stars. You ain't no star-born baby, you're an earth-born baby. So the deal is because they're earth-born babies, they don't have a matter of anything outside of this realm. So therefore, They say when the aliens come in and they look at this planet, they look at us and we dead. They look at the white people, even though they're running things, they're dead people. Because they don't have souls. So when they look down here, they say this is a whole planet with no living life on it. Even though you walking around each day, everything you do is in a dead state. So they say this is a planet with no life. So they say you got free reign. They say, okay, but they got another group of people that the earth gets ready to lift up. They say, so what you do is you can go down and you can have the people that's mutants that don't really have a cosmic art and don't have a soul. You got free reign on them like scrap metal. Free territory like real estate. So they can put in, they give them babies, they can strip out their genes, they can strip out all the glands, and they can take all that stuff back to other planets, and there's free experimentation on white people. They're implanting them, and they're doing all this stuff with them. Then they got a thing that's called walk-ins. Now, walk-in, they got 72,000 walk-ins. A walk-in is a person when a person has a near-death experience, or either because that's energy. See, even though the white man got energy, it's just a low energy. It's a lower nature energy. And because it's separated from the high ego, he has this energy, but because it is not, it's not the ultimate energy that's toppled with the Godhead. It's only the low, because there's different planes. Because this energy is made up off of a physical matter and the energy that exists on this plane, they can walk, they can strip that body out, and they can get in that body and wear that body like a spacesuit. So the entities come in, and when they have near-death experiences, they get in that body and wear it like a spacesuit. But every now and then the body comes out, and that's when the body ends up in the hospital. And once it ends up in the hospital, you know that they got the exit. So they throw out that gas, and all the doctors and everybody fall all out. You saw that happen with the woman in Houston and a couple other places, and that's how they got it out. So they have free reign on white people. 72,000 walk-ins. But they got walk-ins from Sirius, two entities from Sirius that's going to be walking into your body and wearing your body like a spacesuit. And you have a cosmic power to do what you want. You see what I'm saying? That's that AWOS current, and in actuality, it's all in your melanin and in your black dot. So these are things that's happening also. Now, there's some blue men from Andromeda. They're human people. And they are in contact with a few white people. And they told these white people, look, we can give you, they said, we can give you all the information you want, but we cannot help you with anything. They said, we can't lift you up at all. So now what they're also saying that there's not going to be any, what they call it, evacuation, project evacuation for white people. They're saying that we can give you all this information, but you can't get off the planet. You stuck here. Say, hell, you ain't learned how to live on other planets. How the hell you going to go and live on some other people's planets? You haven't even learned how to live in existence with this planet. So now they can give them information, and they can somehow try to save themselves, but there's no way that they can get off the planet. There's 18,000 grays, and they're trying to migrate and merge with white people, and they're trying to genetically merge with them, but that's not happening because the white person is a low level, and that thing ain't happening with them. Now, you got an alien takeover on Mars that they've already taken on this particular base. The United States built a space base on Mars, and they built a space base on the moon. They've already taken the one over on Mars, these particular people, and the whole 9 yards. And so now what's happening is they have taken these things over, and that's why they snatched down those couple of telescopes that they sent up. They have snatched them down. And one mothership was taking these particular telescopes. So now they have already taken over Mars and the whole 9 yards. Now these white people are saying that they got this cosmic Sananda, Commander Haton, and Ishtar command, which is supposed to be people that's supposed to ascend them. They're saying that that's a lie. They say that's white people telling lies. They're trying to make these ascensions and trying to get people all hopes up like they're getting off the planet. And ain't none of that stuff happening at this particular time. So they're not going to be beamed up at all. At all. Now, one thing they have already said as far as the black man needing to wake up. They say the biggest problem you got on this earth plane is these religions. We're not talking about scriptures. We're not talking about anybody that's going to tell the people the truth that they're God and they need to lift themselves up. Is it not written in your law that ye are God? And lifting yourself up to God is getting in there, meditating, and opening up the chakras in the whole 9 yards. You know the whole thing, the Kundalini rising. And we coming to the crown chakra, which is the science of Christ. Christ means the anointed one, which means K-I-S-T, K-I-E-S-T, Christ, which means the anointed one, which all of you have the ability to do. So now they're saying the first thing they need to do now, these religions are keeping you in slavery. Because right now you know doggone well that most people ain't going to get for none of this stuff is the ones that's toting that doggone Bible. That's why the reason why you can't go home and tell them this kind of thing, they say you crazy and you going to hell. A hell that don't exist. How in the devil you got a hell that's supposed to exist that's 9 times hotter than the sun, and the sun is 93 million miles away. And if the sun is 93 million miles away, and hell is 9 times hotter than that, how can hell only exist a few miles down? You understand what I'm saying? This is crazy. Yeah, Awas, Adani, Allah, Atan, and Awas is the sun, or Sirius is that sun, which is 93 million miles away. The number 418 is the number of melanin, which is the microcosmic God, and you are that particular person on the earth plane. And Awas is the actual current. So now this hell thing that they're talking about is 9 times hotter than the sun, and a few miles down, and the earth don't burn up. That's crazy. You know doggone well the earth will explode if it don't even have volcanoes. So how is it going to have a hell down there with a white man with a pitchfork, a man with a pitchfork? Straight up, and I'm going to give you some arguments of some stuff, because I started on some stuff with the devil, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tap into some things today to let you know that the white man is not racist. The white man's nature is racist, and really it's nothing that he can help. So you shouldn't get mad at him for being a dog. Because I got some other stuff on when I told you that the white man, our God is the white man devil, well, I found out some other stuff that I'm going to get with you in a few minutes and start telling you some outer print book that came out, and I'm going to give you this particular stuff. So number one, they're telling you right now, number one, you are advanced people. You are advanced enough to come in here on a Sunday in the hot and listen to some things when you should be out somewhere else. So therefore, you don't need to go up in nobody's church on no doggone Sunday. Shit is stupid. And if a person is in theology or whatever, they can do their own alternative church to the side. They don't have to go into these doggone niggas things and go up in here and tell the people something. And when you know this knowledge, there comes a responsibility. And when you don't teach the people that, you will be chastised for it. So therefore, you don't need to be going up in these churches on Sunday letting no man holler at you for 20 minutes. I'm sitting up here for 4 hours, and I got to go for 4 hours. It takes me to tell you this particular stuff. How in the devil a man gonna liberate your mind, and when he get up and tell you a few scriptures that you learned in Sunday school, so you ain't need to be there anyway. And he gonna tell you a few scriptures, and he gonna start hollering for 15 minutes. He tell you the scriptures. The next 15 minutes, he start hollering, and you looking at the clock, waiting for 1 o'clock so you can get out. And then they singing 9 disco songs. You ain't got a doggone thing to do with spirituality. That is called religious ceremony. What you are thinking being spiritual. And the only reason why you are in that church is not because you believe in God, because if you believe in God, you would have been out of this thing. It's because you scared of the devil. And the only reason why you go up in the church is because you guilty. You feel guilty. So therefore, he holler at you in the whole 9 yards. Now you know in the last days that the white man running the media, that his media controls everything. And in these last days, you know doggone well that it's the media. You get cable TV and every other station, you got somebody on there preaching. You know that is a part of the installed slavery movement to keep you down and keep your brain shut down in intense fear of a devil that don't exist for the simple doggone fact this is what they use to rule you. They got 98 churches in this particular area from the dome stadium, McDaniel Glenn, and all in this part, there's 98 churches. Now, you mean to tell me your church is supposed to be it's supposed to be the personification of the neighborhood. And in a neighborhood is supposed to be the personification of the church. And if your neighborhood is tearing all down, and you got 93 churches molded on the white people's side of town, you know that in actuality that is one of the cancers that's keeping the thing pulled down. You see what I'm saying? And the preacher deals with the biggest ego in the world. And you worship this damn clown. You worship this clown. 98% of the people tell you, well, my pastor say this. Well, who gave your pastor the authority to say something? Because the white man automatically knew when he got out of slavery, this country is the history of a secret society. So therefore, they knew that they was going to hold you in place when they got you out of slavery. They knew that they had to hold you in place. So the first thing they did is they taught you a book that they got from you and took about 16 books up out of. So you doggone confused. Like I said before, your whole heaven section gone, the book of Enoch gone. Gospel of Barnabas gone. All kind of books gone. Gospel of Thomas gone. And yet you all say something, I know my Bible. And most of you don't have never even read the damn Bible before. You see what I'm saying? So the whole thing is this here. They knew that they was going to do this because what happened was my brother and them went down to Buford. They saw this beautiful church. They said, what is that? The man said that that was a church when black people got out of slavery, the Igbos, the Hausa, the Yoruba, and all of them that voted on, they had like a homeroom. They come in and they meet, do the thing, and everybody go to their section in the church, worship their God, come back together, and let out. The white man saw that and said, them people, they're getting ready to get on top of things. They say, build them that Jesus Christ down the street, and put them in that church down the street. And they say they got out of that, and they've been dead ever since, and that's once in the church still stands. So that ought to let you know that the white man had already had that system under control. And you know doggone well that your history of buck dancing and bootlicking ever has been carried out by your pastors and your preachers. So they the damn scum of the earth, because they being ignorant. And like they said, all I'm going to chastise these doggone Sunday go to meetings, chicken eating preachers. So these are some things that's going down. So you know what time it is, because it ain't no time. So one of the things is the knowledge to know that you are God, and the other thing is that you are have a reincarnation history. And you got to tap into your reincarnation history to find out what God you are on this particular earth plane, so you can find out what particular actual commander or what particular level you supposed to be in and what job you supposed to do by getting this cracker off the planet. By tapping in through certain people that do readings and through tapping in and going within and finding out who you were in previous life. Not basically the life when you was a slave, but when we talk about when you was God before you fell. Because I was a governor in Atlantis. I was a housewife in Atlantis too, like I said before. So you know what I'm saying? So it ain't no such thing as no man being superior to female. We know that anyway. I guess I was the most superior when I was a housewife. I was a governor. I was a high priest. And I was a priest in Atlantis. A priest in Hemmitt, a scribe in Hemmitt, and then I was another priest in Hemmitt when I got threw out, and I told you that I got threw out of the mission system for messing with this particular girl. But they sent the sister back to me in September because my karma was I had to teach her in the whole 9 yards and stuff. And then I hooked her up back with her in the whole 9 yards. So this is what happened. So they threw me out. So these are things that was going on. Now, I asked them, I said, well, who was I in the previous life? And they said, well, we really don't like to tell you that. They said, because you was dead and you ain't no different than what you were in. They said, but anyway, we'll tell you. They said, number one, the best part you were, they said you were in slavery. You were in the early part of slavery. And you was in the early part of slavery, and what had happened with you was that you, in actuality, you didn't live that long. They said, because you was one of these persons fresh off the boat, and you didn't want to stay a captive. So what happened when you escaped, they went after you, and you refused to return, and when you started running, they shot you in the back. They said, that's why you don't like to wear your shirt off now. And I said, dang, I used to go swimming all the time and all. Boy, I got this gut on. So I didn't remember that. They said, I didn't care about wearing my shirt off. But I said, well, you know some things spiritual that I don't know. The next thing they said, I was a sharecropper named Ray Turner. Now, this was recently in Mississippi. So I might have some people, I might step their brother and say, hey, I'm your great-grandmother, and then run down the history on it, he'd be like, you work for the CIA or something. But anyway, I was this sharecropper named Ray Turner, and this white man in the Turner slaves had gotten over on me, and I suppose they got this land, but I didn't get this land. They said, but what had happened was I had a doggone discrepancy because I was a devout Christian, but they said also, too, that my parents had still tried to keep me into the old traditional way, so therefore this is one of the reasons why I'm back here now, and didn't have to go that route again in that doggone getting caught up in that whole religious thing and being scared now. So these are some things that's also going on too. Like they said, that Jesus is a composite character. He's made up of different characters to keep people in slavery. We know that because we got a historical Jesus, a mystical Christ, and then we understand that there's different Christ figures. You got a Christ figure in India now, Sai Baba, who's the Christ figure in India. He is the god Vishnu and Krishna reincarnated now in India. He's a black man with a big afro. And he can materialize money out of the air. And he got a big old mothership in his altar, in his ashram. Behind him, he got this big mothership, and one of the sisters is in touch with him in Tennessee. So she sees the mothership over her house every night in Jackson, Tennessee. And it's the same one behind him in India. So we got different Christ figures, and so this particular whole Jesus thing is to keep you in slavery, because you don't understand that you Christ also too. So now they're saying also too that all black prophets that was on the earth plane back then are now reincarnated. They are now reincarnated. And some of you are those actual people that was reincarnated just reincarnated and stuff. So when that brother was talking about he was Noah, he could have very well been But in initiation, he started getting the big head, and they cut him off. So right now, he's got to get out of it. And now I think right now, unseasoned knowledge is dangerous to virgin minds, so he's kind of crazy now. You know, so some things is going on. But then again, on other, but he knows his stuff, and he said it's going to be a mothership coming in September. So that's the thing. This particular sister here is my sister. This is my niece by my brother, and she was on the airplane back in 1991. But they took her because times wasn't right, and then she was born again recently. It's the same baby that died in 1991 that came back. It's the same baby. And she of the angelic realm right now in the whole 9 yards. And really, in actuality, she's only a year old, but she act like she's about 5. So all these babies, yeah, and see, all these babies that's on this airplane at this particular time are gods, and they're sent now to do a certain amount of things and stuff. So these are the things that's going down also, too. You know, and you look and tell she a god. So these are some things, so we're back. Now they're saying that before long, and we're talking about within this year, they say that you will know everything. Everything it is, if you tap in. Now, if you tap in, you will know everything. Now they say that the earth holds the most fear because you in these doggone religions has got you scared. They say you hold the most fear in the universe, in the whole 9 yards. Now they're saying also too, because this government is of the people, by the people, and for the people, they're saying that white people got to hold straight up responsibility with everything that the United States government has done since it's been on the airplane. So therefore, based on this is karma, and based on reincarnation, and some of them are back on the airplane as the same vicious people, then they got the whole responsibility. So therefore, you don't need to be around them and go out in their particular cycle. You need to separate yourself. You can be in this world, but not of this world. But like I said, you can deal with them, but don't when you like they do. When they go home, they don't have nothing to do with you no more. You still be following them all around work here. You running behind them. But after they get out of you don't see them no more. You have to go to them. So it's the same thing you got to do now. Now, I want to get on this thing because I know some people might have white relatives and white people. Well, after a man and woman think it's in his heart, then they can't very well be that much of a racist if they married to a black person. So what I'm trying to say is, Elijah Muhammad said that you're supposed to respect that particular person, even if your mama's a white person, if you into that realm for the simple doggone fact that she crossed the line and jumped her nature. So therefore, that is giving her some positive attribute or whatever you want to say. Also, we know this also, too, there's going to be 3 million of them that's going to actually help us. So in actuality, 3 million out of worldwide, that's a small percentage. That's nothing. And you see what I'm saying? There's 125 million white people in the United States alone. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't worry about that if you got white parents and all that. You might see some of them on the mothership. Because we have had reports of some of those people actually advancing and going. But you remember, 20% of them ain't white. But then again, Elijah Muhammad calls for some of them that in actuality, even if they mutants, they can do the right thing and lift themselves up if they do the right thing in this last day. And you know the white boy is an opportunist. If he see his government going down, you're going to have something that's going to step from the government. Now we know that. Now we know that because we going up to see the Empress on the somebody bought me this. Okay, cool. We're going to see the Empress next week. Now we know also that the Delta Force have already pulled away from the American government, and they went to Europe and seized some gold. And now they're saying when the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, and the Japanese go and try to reclaim their particular property, they're going to say, hey, you bought this property illegal. This is the black woman, the Empress Bertha, who got the book to return the ancient ones, and she owned all the land. Therefore, they are ready to throw down. Now, the reason why they haven't killed her or whatever, they tried to kill her in the whole 9 yards, but the reason why they ain't messing with her now, because she is hooked up with Awash also. And the Washita Nation means the children of Awash. And Washington, D.C. means the city of Awash, because we know that Washington, you got more. Why is it funny that you got the first president, Washington, but you don't see that many black people white people named Washington now? Because Washington was a Moorish name, or Washita, and George Washington was the first president. He was a mulatto of the first 4 black presidents. And this is real history. You can get that history with her particular book. But anyway, she's hooked up with Awash too, and it's funny because this particular tall black man in his 30s, that they call Adonai, that they call Atan, that they call Allah, that they call Mamu, that they call Heru, or Ra-Heru Kahudi, or Harpar Krat, That particular black man in his 30s that they call AWAS, I met him on the last weekend in October at the Strength Metaphysical Bookstore. And the same day I met him was the same day I met the Empress, which has a 7-point star in the back of her head. So now, the whole 9 yards, so you're going to have some white people that already told us, can we squat on your land if we put up the fight for you? And she's saying, cool. So you even got white people right now manifesting this particular thing where they're going to try to fight for this whole thing. So these are things that's also going down. Number one, the white man, like I said, he's got to take pure responsibility of what's going on. They're getting ready to beef up this New World Order before 1995 because they know that their stuff is up. So if they're going to make their move, they're going to have to start making their moves this summer. That's why they start talking about this new money. Now, see, they got split. See, with a debit card, you'd have raised hell and say, oh, no, I ain't taking no card. I need money. So what they have done is went and printed up a debit card dollar bill, where they shift the president on one side and put the eagle on the other side and put some other stuff on the other side. And that dollar bill can be read just like a doggone credit card. So they got this new money, and they're giving you this whole thing about counterfeiting. They've been counterfeiting since the money been here. But you know that's just a lie to insert this particular money. They said no sooner than July. Because we know last June they did it in Russia, you see. So now, so what's happening is, this money going to be on the plane. If not July, we do know that it's going to be no later than September. So we're going to see some things that get ready to go down. But hopefully we should have this thing rolling by this summer based on what you're going to do. We're just going to see the results of it. Because if you believe in your heart, they're saying they're waiting on us. So what I tell you to do today is for you to see the results. We might have this thing rolling by next week. Because we're going to the Phoenix Mounds next week, and the Phoenix is supposed to be rising, and the Phoenix is the form of head root. And this mounds, we're going to this mounds in Monroe, Louisiana next on the 19th, and the Phoenix is supposed to be rising, and I got the ritual to the rise of the Phoenix called the Night of the Phoenix, and I'm going to do that, baby, on that mound. So we're going to catch the cosmic juice, because I know that they put the wings around my chest when I went to the native mounds, and we know some of those wings are on these motherships, so we know that we got access to all this. We got a brother that's over here, named 31. He the dope keeper to the ships. We got Baba Beja, is one of the brothers that went up on the ships and saw Elijah Muhammad, as well as 31's wife. So we got the extraterrestrial government going on right now in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? So these are things that's going on. So when we go and we gonna get us some juice, we talk about y'all being frank. If y'all really want to have a new reality, they waiting on us. So these are things that's going on. Number one, there's going to be a major earthquake that's going to hit two places. The first earthquake they said, now we went down to Jacksonville, Florida. Since I went down there, the other two people, they got some people that's going to meet me up on the mountains. They're from Jacksonville. This guy, this brother, he's a fireman. He met this other sister. Now, I took one of my spiritual sisters that reads. She the baddest thing rolling, so she can read not only on a certain realm with angelic, she can read clear into Sirius, and on the outer gateway, she gets all of the juice. So she talked directly to God, like a phone call. But I took her down there, and she flew in down to Jacksonville. But they got this other sister. She bad. She don't even leave the house. They say if a spirit come up in there, she don't know. She be like, I don't know your ass. You better get on out of here. She be talking to the spirit. You better get out of here. She be talking to the spirits, man. They say you getting the hell up out of here. And her little child can see. And she said, look, she said, now you all, when you go on that mounds on the 19th, she said, when you hear a joke on that mound, she said, L.A. and New York is going under. On the 19th, that's next Sunday. Also, I said, well, man, that's kind of good. I said, I'm glad I ain't in New York. So what happened was, I went to my spiritual sister, and I said, what's up? And she said, yeah, she got that too. She said, it's going on. And she said, folks had been supposed to go under several other times. So they've been having tremors out there every day. They just don't tell you. And my queen is out there, and she said they done had several of them since she's been out there. Big ones. They just don't put it on the news. They know this stuff. So she said, well, what happened was they were supposed to have some major ones to go under before. I think it was supposed to go under in March. But what she said was, and in April, I think, but what she said was that these white people are doing things on the spiritual realm to try to avoid that. So she said that it might not go under based on them doing things on the spiritual realm to avoid that. But also, too, since we we live in beyond time, and the grace period of them, or the time for 1914 is up. It was up this January, or was up, no, December 26th. Since that's up, that time might be up next week. And that thing go into all things. Also, there's going to be a major earthquake that's going to hit in Japan, and you know that's why they're buying up all the land here. And it's going to hit in Japan, and it's going to move all the way up to Europe, or all the way through Europe. It's through. Also, you know they had that earthquake down in South America that just hit and went all the way up, hit 2 continents. So these are things that's also going on also, too. Like I said, that, you know, they got that new skin disease in Europe, so things are hitting. They got this skin cancer and the whole 9 yards and all of that. Now, also, they got this town that the Orions already took over. Now, to let you know that the difference, I'm saying the difference ain't for you to go and deal with that crap on TV. Because the simple doggone fact, they got them aliens that they took over in that town, and they sent their best Green Berets up in there, in that town, the army. But see, the aliens, they knew a week before they was going to send them. So they was ready for them, because they don't deal on this realm. They could see them coming. So when they say when they got there, they was dead, the Green Beret, the best thing they got in the Navy SEALs was dead in 6 minutes. 6 minutes! So you know, and those are supposed to be the Orions, which supposed to have lesser power than we got on Sirius. Because we're supposed to be the rulers of this thing. So therefore, what you think we got? You see what I'm saying? So we talking about that. Now, they said, now you know that the beast got to exit this thing because they said we don't have a 40 years of oxygen anyway. It's going to run out based on they cut out all the trees. So he's got to exit anyway. You see? So he got to be through anyway, and we got to get him off the planet. And now my point is, now he's saying, why so soon? Because I do know if that cracker don't go off this planet by 95, you in trouble. Why? Because I believe that you are so weak now until you cannot take anything he has on the New World Order plans for you. Because you're so weak now, you at your weakest point, you will never recuperate. So therefore, but see, now we're doing it since we the God, we're not going to wait for the oven doors to close on us. See what I'm saying? We're going to get him before he gets us. We're going to start getting him tomorrow. Y'all down? Y'all say y'all down, but I'm telling you, they saying that y'all saying this stuff, but y'all, you saying one thing, but they say the white man's physical reality every day overweighs what God got for you. You believe in more what he got. Some of you in here thinking I'm crazy. I said, I hope that brother right. Don't hope, know it. I say, man, is my Kundalini rising? They said, what do you think? I said, I hope it. They said, no. What do you think? I said, well, I know it's rising. They said, okay, that's the way it goes. As you think. This is how it goes. Like you say, God has all the power in the world, but God has no power. Because your power and your belief or your knowing, not belief. You can believe that Mickey Mouse is God. We talking about knowing. Your knowing is like a trap door. When you don't know, in ignorance is shut down. That is evil. When you know, it's open and you can receive all the power. But when it's shut down, the power is coming bounce back off. Because it's in your mind. They said, Egypt, no such thing you born in sin. Ignorance is sin in Kemet. Ignorance was evil. That's the only thing that bring on fear. Ignorance and fear was sin, but you are ignorant and you fear because you are ignorant, because you don't know. That was the sin. Wasn't you born in no sin? What kind of junk is that? Like I said before, like I said in all my lectures, high in the devil. We live in hell. The worst thing you can do on the earth plane, the worst hell we ever had was being born in an earth plane, born a dog and thinking we a cat. That's the worst thing anybody can ever do is wipe out your history and your memory. We got cultural amnesia. So therefore, we are dead. So therefore, how can I be judged into heaven for being a doggone dead Negro down here and I didn't know who I was? But the Bible says we take care of sick people and fools. But ain't we sick and ain't we fools? So we don't even go in that particular realm. We exempt from all of that. So when he come and judge me, I say, you judging me in the body of an original man. That's right, but I didn't live as an original man when I was in the United States. I was a dead man. So therefore, I cannot be judged for something when I'm dead. So all that bulljive has got you scared like these doggone religions telling you it's bulljive. You can't go through 2 slaveries twice. How you going to go through 2 slaveries? You already went through 1 slavery. Now it's time for you to rise up, as the prophets say, that you will be inflicted in bondage for 400 years. And just as the sun set in the west, so shall the Son of Man. That means you rising up. You see, it's all on the table. I explain stuff for millions of times. So now these are things that we're getting ready to do now. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Number 1, okay. Moving right along. The gang warfare that was set up. Number one, it was set up because they understood that the only reason why they could not do you like South Africa because you had guns. And they understood that in order to take this new world all over, they had to have a police state. That's why they got cops on TV. That's why they got the highway patrol on TV. And then they're funny that the same people are showing the cops and the highway patrol is the same ones showing the X-Files and showing all other stuff. So they're teaching their people to do this, and they're teaching the other people to be loyal. So when we lock down these people, you be ready for the police state. You see what I'm saying? So the whole deal is this. They had to create a rap and gang warfare. Now, things do not happen overnight. In early 80s, you didn't even hear about no gangs and nobody killing each other. But then around, and you didn't even know what crack was until anybody died. In 1986, you found out about crack, and then 2-3 years later, you found out these gangs was killing each other. You know doggone well, the sister on the spiritual plane already said that number one, they set that up. They got them gangsters, they stepped to them, they gave them money, they gave them drugs, they gave them guns, they told them to shoot the other people, and they did it, because we'll sell out for money. They paid them to go do, they say they even paid them money, thousands of dollars to go and do drive-by shoots. That's why every time they would have a black movie would open, they'd have a drive-by shoot. And then you could almost dictate what black people was going to do all across the country. That's because they paid them. They paid them to set up in doggone Omaha, Nebraska, Crips in the blood. What is this? It's so systematic. We ain't did nothing systematic in our life. All of a sudden, we the most systematic people in the world. That's because the doggone white man set it up. He gave them money, he gave them drugs, he put it in the gun stores, he put the liquor store on one side, the cash store on the other side, and the gun store on the other side, and the whole 9 yards. He brought in the crack and all of this. Then what he did is he went and he messed around, and what he did was he had to get rid of the albums. Got rid of the albums all in 1990. Now, to let you didn't know this, you're blind by science by the CD and the album. Let me tell you something about a CD and an album. An album has grooves in it. So it's the best quality of sound you can get. I'm going to tell you why. You say, no, the CD sounds high and clear. No. The CD has an EQ on it. So it automatically sounds higher. And it has a clear sound. It automatically sounds higher. So when you hear it, you go, ooh, that's so clear. But when you take an album and get an EQ equalizer and do the test. Take an album of one that's not scratched up and do an equalizer. Most DJs know this. Even the scientists, even the Consumer Reports say the biggest ripoff was a CD. They said, and take an album and put that album on, which you used to pay $6 or $7 for. Now you paying $15 for the CDs, and if you can get one for doggone $9, you say, ooh, that's a bargain. But you couldn't even buy albums because they had to get this money going. But the people in Europe didn't buy it. That's why you can get all this stuff you get over here. You can get it on album in Europe. Plus they have CDs. We're not saying that CDs wasn't a good invention, but on the whole thing too, they did this for a reason. Take that CD and put up and get you a clean album and get you an EQ. See, the CD has an EQ on it, so it automatically sounds loud. Get you an EQ and get you an album and put the album on. There's no comparison because the album has grooves, so that's an actual recording. And you put it on. So what happened with a CD? A CD has a good high pitch, but it's flat. An album has full body, and you can tell the difference because I got about 4,000 albums, and I know this. The DJs all know this. So what they had to do, they had to get rid of these albums because you could take that album and backmask that album, and on that album they had Kill Your Brother, Kill Your Brother. So they had to get rid of the album because they put another current on them CDs. When the rapper comes in and thinking he's doing some conscious stuff and he's sincere, they put another subliminal message right up under the CDs to tell you to kill him because he's working on a high level. So it's all in the rap music. And why is this? Now look at this. Rap music took over soul music. Now you don't even hear good. They don't even make good R&B music. Now you're going back to the old stuff because they don't even make the soul music no more. It's all rap. Why? Because back in 1988, the actual MCA and all them. The reason why I know I used to work in the record industry. They ran Sugar Hill Records and all these on Next Plateau, and they got all these artists and start signing these rap artists on the major labels. That's because they could take a hold because they knew that they was going to put them on, they was going to mass market the rap music, and then they was going to put the actual subliminal messages around. And the stuff goes hand in hand with the whole doggone 40 ounce, which is the Funyun, which is the 40 ounce is like the Jello, it's the Funyun up under the drum. And once they get through making all the beer for white people, you know, then they get that stuff and they process that and that malt liquor, and you drink that and it make black people sterile in the whole 9 yards. Sterile and stupid in the whole 9 yards. So now this is thing that's going on. So they systematically put this thing, and the reason why they did that because they knew that they was going to make a mass panic with the guns and have them kill it, and then you was going to call for to get your gun Brady Bill and all these gun laws, and then they're going to take the guns out. Where white people are now going and they stockpiling. You ask a white person that said, my wife, my baby, I don't go to the range on a Saturday morning. And they got arsenals. But my man in Florida said he went to this cracker house. He worked at the fire station. He said that man had an arsenal up under his house. But what you doing with yours? You turning in your guns, the toys are us. Because they got the black bourgeoisie Negro preachers telling you to get rid of your guns. And once you get rid of your guns, when the things start down, but they know it's not happening. You buying more guns. You see what I'm saying? But once you get rid of this and stuff, I ask white people, I talk to them every day, they say, we buying guns. And we taking our money out the bank. And like I said before, you got a credit card, run that baby up right now. I run it up. I'm establishing credit for year 2010 and 15. Run this stuff up now and get all the goods now. These are things that's actually going on. So we have these particular things that's going on now. Let's deal with a few things that's going down that you need to do. Number one, like I said, for you people, you need to build that altar to Thunderdog because this particular Thunderdog is on the earth plane now. And he is ready to give us blessings. And they told John Tillman, they said, y'all start rejoicing. That means we got the Jews. We don't have to worry about nothing now. And most of the people that's bearing witness in this day are already hooked up. So you got to build that altar. Like I said before, the yellow cloth, linen and cotton, yellow and blue candle, some corn kernels, sunflower seeds, a cup of water. Imagine an old Indian woman blessing that water. Get you something African to put on there to make that union, cowrie shells, anything African. Put that on the altar, and then write out the list of Thunderdog of what you want. Just think about it. Now, this is how things go. The Bible tells you 2 or more gathered in my name. What do you think if everybody in here tonight make a commitment to build that altar? You can change the earth plane overnight. So don't say it, do it. Do it. You see what I'm saying? Do it. You see, that's what I'm talking about doing. If the white man tell you he was giving out Mercedes-Benz to Mall and told you you had to go to Alaska to do it, in the morning, all of y'all niggas will be in Alaska. You see what I'm saying? So when I tell you how to do things, do it. Build that altar. That's the first thing you need to do. Well, somebody got it and all, because I haven't said it about 3 times. But anyway, I got all it takes here to say do it, and most people know what to do. Now, you're going to build the altar. Now, I got 2 other points, and I got to get into a little bit of stuff on the devil. One of the other things you got to do, I talked about Haiti. And I told you that the cracker's getting ready to go in Haiti, and that's going to be his last mistake. Because Haiti is dealing with Bo Dunn. Now, we know the last time that Haiti put that curse on their behind in October, California burned up. It kept burning and burning and burning.
Australia, too.
Australia burned up, too. And we know now also, too. They told us this. They said, look, you know the Jews are taking that Ark of the Covenant, so they finished. I told you all about that. And they get ready to go. But they said that the covenant you need is a covenant with yourself. So now I'm giving you the thing to do. Make the Thunderdog, which is the covenant. Everybody going to agree to do that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, when Haiti gets ready to throw down, we know that they said, the Vodun gods already say, y'all coming, we coming too. They say, y'all come on, we got shit for y'all too. So now, since there's no such thing as dimensions, we got the stuff for them too. Now, what we're going to do to hook that up so when they go over there, now I know some of our brothers and sisters going to be right over there putting guns on black people. Well, the hell with them. If you got a brother, a mama, a daddy in the army, the hell with them. Damn them. Anybody, we can't wait for people to wake up. And you mean to tell me in the year 2000 you don't have enough common sense to know that you don't come and draw down on no black people. You done went to Somalia and you got out of that. Few black people got killed. I thought they should have killed all the black people that went over there. They dumb enough to go on the African soil with this white man. They're already dead, so don't worry about it. So if a man that dumb to go into Haiti, he already dead. So I know we gonna lose some black people over there. Well, give our sacrificial lamb. We'll kill our babies and kill the beast. Kill them. Straight up. Say that dumb. Because once they go in there, we want the beast to neutralize once he go up in there, and we want that neutralization to hit all America. So white America. So if we got a few niggas over there that's gonna carry it out, and we say them brothers died for the struggle. But we can't wait on them now, because you know our people will go anywhere. Our people will go anywhere that the white man tell them to go. Now, what we want to do is, we want everybody. Brother Juju called me up and he said, brother, he said, them guys, because two people called, they said, them guys trying to get to you, man. They said, but your needle is off. He said, it's one little inch over and you can see everything. I said, I'm trying to tap in. I said, I know it all right, because we found out something, me and the sister, when we found out who we really were on the earth plane, who I really am. So I done saw my higher self. I'm a tall black man in my 30s with the face of an African king. And that's my holy guardian angel, which every one of you exists. You got a guardian angel, that is your higher self. You got to get to your God self. Now, I'm not saying that I'm one over you. I'm just saying every last one of you gods, you got to get to that higher self. So, once he found out who we were, man, that next day, man, there were so many gods in the place. And so they told her, they said, sister, rubber or no rubber, birth control or no birth control. You have sex and don't doggone do the right thing. Don't fix it in your mind. Because, see, they say birth control, you can fix it in your mind that you don't want to have a child. They say them gods is going to come down. They say because they trying to get the black women. They say because these gods now, see, when they have a cosmic pickup, and they pick up a certain earth plane, they got other people from other systems, they trying to get down there so they can get some juice. They say, I can get lifted up too. So the Brotherhood only picks up one planet at a time, and they go to another place. And we go into what you call it. So this solar system is getting ready to get picked up. So now everybody is all over the solar system. So what happened, these guys want to come down, and they want to come down, and they want to really get in the sisters, to get sisters pregnant, because they want to come down and be born. That's why these new gods is here now. There's one of them. There's a god right here. So they want to come down and the whole down yard and stuff. So what's happening is they really trying to get the sisters pregnant so they can come through. So you got to be real careful on the whole thing. You're going to use a rubber or whatever, but you got to be very careful and stuff. You see what I'm saying? So now these are some things that's also going down. But that day they was in the house, man, they was all over the house. And the brother usually say, brother, and the brother used to say, man, they all over. Say, there's one little needle off of you seeing any of this other thing. Join. So I said, man, he said, brother, he said, one thing is happening. He said, don't you pour them gods when you do them lectures? I said, yes. He said, won't you do that every day? Well, why just a lecture? Just to get some juice. Why not every day? If some of y'all got some extra food, fix a plate for the gods. And say that all gods can eat this thing, Ashe, and all ancestors. Fix it for the gods and the ancestors. So then it came down, I start pouring to the gods. And I'll be throwing down every morning. And at night, I pour them at night, but at night you can just go to all gods known and unknown, Ashe. To all ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. And then the Brotherhood said, man, you already changing parts of the astral realm. You changing all that by yourself. You changing it. So, by yourself. So I said, cool. I said, what I got to do is, if I'm changing that by myself, one person, what about you?